Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Questions for the Ole Miss student athletes, please.
Malik, I know y'all probably hadn't watched a lot, but I guess over the past 24 hours or so, is this an Iowa State team a game where you feel like physicality is going to be a little more intense than the past couple games?
Yeah, no doubt. This team's very physical. Their identity is defense, and I think that they're a really hard-playing team. But at the end of the day, I think this game's going to be more about us and how we can compete.
Malik, Sam Hutchins, Clarion Ledger. I'm just curious to get inside your head a little bit. What were you feeling with your first NCAA tournament game yesterday? And are those emotions, do you anticipate them being any different with having one under your belt for tomorrow?
Yeah, yesterday was unreal. It's something you dream about. I remember 5th grade when I was in my living room watching Middle Tennessee play, where I'm from, and just watching the March Madness, and that was just an unreal feeling. So being here was unreal, and I think getting those flutters out in the first couple, minutes of the game was good. But I think now with the second game, I think I've got them all out, and we're going to go out and play basketball.
Hi, Malik. Alec Bussey, 24/7 Sports. I don't know how much you've had an opportunity to watch Iowa State on film, but what have you seen from Joshua Jefferson, someone who similar size, skill level as you are across the floor?
Yeah, really good player. One of those positionless players we always talk about. Can score the ball, pass, assist, rebound. Really good player, and I think he's going to present, a good challenge for us. And we also are just going to treat him as another player at the end of the day.
For Dre, just obviously the start you had yesterday, what's the key in being able to kind of carry that over to a game when it's a totally different kind of opponent like tomorrow?
Just play the game that's presented, I felt like just came into that game trying to be patient, take what the defense give me. Teammates put me in good position. A lot of good point guard play from everybody. But just, play the game that's presented.
Dre Davis is also my roommate, and I told him last night, I was like, you finna have a career game. I'm feeling it. And shout out to him.
Maybe I'll ask this for both of you, please. The conference you played in, how has that prepared you for this tournament?
SEC is one of one. The best conference, and some say the history of the game. And to playing in that night in and night out is a blessing. I'm so thankful that I got to play in it. But I think this also prepared us for moments like this. Nobody's tougher, stronger than an SEC opponent, and I think that this is just building our character and building who we are as a team and getting us ready for games like this tomorrow.
Yeah, just piggyback off that. We see 13 SEC teams in the tournament. That just goes to show 14. It just goes to show the power of the conference. So playing against teams that are capable of making the tournament night in and night out only gets us prepared for this time of the year.
Yeah, for both of you guys, obviously, you both have played for multiple head coaches before Coach Beard. I guess, can you speak a little bit to what makes him different?
Coach Beard is probably the most intense coach I've ever played for. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That's a great thing. I think he's brought the best out of me each and every day. I can never say there's a day where I can just come in and be, chill or cool. He's going to get the most of me every day. And if he sees that we're not bringing it, he's definitely going to get it out of you. So I think also he's also just brought out a different level of expectations. As a player, personally, I have high expectations for myself. But I feel like Coach Beard is the one person I've known in my life who's even brought me to a higher expectation and just pushing me to be a better version of myself each and every day.
We speak about the expectation and intensity. I feel like, that's something that's not really talked about enough. Just having that expectation and standard to hold yourself to. It's never going to let you slack off, never going to let you play below your A game. We always talk about bringing our A game. It doesn't mean making shots, but giving unbelievable effort, body language, attitude. At the end of the day, he's an unbelievable coach, and he's the reason that we're here.
Is that a difficult transition, when you first got to Ole Miss, of dealing with the intensity, dealing with the standard that he puts on you every day, and how did you come to adjust to that?
Yeah, no doubt. Not any knock on the past schools I was at, but transitioning from Belmont to Ole Miss with Coach Beard is super different. I feel like a lot more things are just ran a lot more effectively here, and things are going as planned, and Coach Beard's going to make sure everything's right. So, yeah.
It's definitely a tough transition, but at the end of the day, it's the reason we came here for. This is what we wanted, to have these expectations, to be in the positions that we are now, to play in March and, compete for a championship. This is what we came here for.
Yeah, Adam Rittenberg with ESPN. Kind of along those lines, Malik, I think he kind of got after, right here. Sorry. He kind of got after you during one timeout yesterday. What's it like in the game when you see that intensity? Why is his approach effective in the game, not just on an off day or off season or whatever?
Yeah, not my first rodeo. When something goes, if I mess up on something that's scouting report or something based in the game, Coach Beard is definitely going to get after it. And, I feel like that's an effective way. I feel like he's just coaching. It's the emotions of the game, and we're really trying to win, and he's getting his point across. And as a player, I feel like it's important that you just sit there, take the coaching, and understand the message that you're trying to get through so that when you get back out there, you do it effectively and you do it right.
Malik, real quick, when you talked about that Middle Tennessee game, was that the Michigan State game you were talking about?
Yeah. So I don't know how old I was, but I remember I went home from school, not knowing much about MTSU, just knowing that they're in that area, Murfreesboro. From Murfreesboro. But watching that game was unreal, and then knowing some of the guys now, I'm working out with them back at home, like Perrin Buford, Jaquan Raymond, all of them, just watching that game and having them, come back and tell me about these March Madness moments. And to be in this moment now is just unreal, and forever grateful for it.
And then about yesterday's game, I'm curious, is playing in a game like that with crazy momentum swings and 22-point lead down to 4, it's just one game, but do you feel like you have enough experience, or how good is that for preparation to play in a crazy game like that in your first one?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the momentum swings and all that stuff, I think we have older, experienced guys, so I think we just stay calm in those moments and trust in our work and our coaches. We realize everything's going to be all right. We got to just stay to who we are.
All right, guys, thank you. Good luck tomorrow night.